guys have been incredible. Give yourselves a big round of applause because all of us cannot be here without you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Give it up one more time for Lilian Garcia. Legendary stars are here in Liverpool with us. Now, Lilian, I could make this interview all about me and ask lots of fangirl questions.
Why are you so far? We're not doing the 6 feet thing anymore.
Let's get it close. It's going to be an Oprah moment. But we want to do something that we love to do at Monopoly events and make this all about the fans. And we want to make sure that you're getting your questions answered by our legendary stars here in Liverpool. My lovely friend Chris here is our host with the most. Give it up for Chris. He deserves the applause. He's about to do a lot of cardio. If you have a question for Lilian Garcia, please raise your hand and Chris is going to come to you. Don't be shy. Oh, we got one right off the bat.
I'm ready. I love it. Let's do it.
Go for it. Shut up.
Hello, Lilian.
Hi.
You're amazing at what you do.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say, was there ever a time in the ring where you had a mind blank and you sort of forgot what you were going to say?
Like all the time? No. Yeah, you know, I don't know if you guys know the story of how I even started. And would you like me to tell you?
Yes, please.
Because I think a lot of people thought that I was trained when I got this job. And I think a lot of the superstars thought that I was trained. But, you know, I was living in New York City and I had my agent that came to me, and I was doing a lot of singing, as you guys know I love to sing. And he came to me and he was like, hey, there's an audition for the WWF. And of course, at first I was like, oh, the World Wildlife Fund? No, World Wrestling Federation. I'm like, wrestling? What? Like, I used to watch it as a kid with my dad, so don't forget to tell me, I want to tell you about a really cool story with Ric Flair, okay? But I used to watch it as a kid with my dad, and so I loved wrestling. I mean, he took me to the Township Auditorium in South Carolina. I used to yell at the TV, and then he surprised me with those tickets, and I got to go to a live event. I got to see Andre the Giant, and Ric Flair, and Blackjack Mulligan, and I was just so into it. It was a thing that Dad and I shared. But when they came to me for the audition, I was like, I'm not going to be a wrestler. They're like, no, don't worry, it's not for wrestling. We're not sure what it's for yet, but I know it's something to do with the broadcast team. So I was like, all right, the best advice that I took from him, which I want to give to all of you, is he said, just try it, you never know. All right, so I went to the audition, and I said, okay, God, I want to do my best, allow me to do my best, and then if it's meant to be, make it obvious. If it's not meant to be, make it obvious. So I show up in Stamford, Connecticut. That's where the audition was. Hundreds of people were there. They do all our hair and makeup. They want us all to look even. And so I've never been pampered so much in an audition ever. And then, long story short, I end up getting the offer. And they said, look, we'd like to try you out for 2 to 3 months, and you could quit at any time. For me, that was the sign of obvious. All right, I'm going to step foot. So they wanted me to start in SummerSlam of 1999. I was already contracted to be in the Dominican Republic, and I was doing some singing actually that week leading up. And I said, I can't make it back in time for SummerSlam, but I can start on Monday. So I started the Monday after SummerSlam. What people did not realize is that I got Montezuma's Revenge in the Dominican Republic. So I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's really bad. And it's really, you kind of get poisoned, and I was really suffering a lot. And I showed up at Iowa State University. That was my very first day on the job. I got a tour of the arena, and the whole time I had no idea what I'm doing. They still haven't told me what I'm doing. So I'm thinking I'm just getting an orientation, and I show up, and at 3:30 that afternoon is when I got told, hey, by the way, you're replacing Howard Finkel, the legend, and you're going to be the new ring announcer for Monday Night Raw. I'm like, oh, and how do you do that job? Really? And okay, that's cool. So Tony Chimmel sat with me at 4:30 and told me exactly what I was supposed to say for every single match. I wrote down all these cue cards like really fast. So I sat with him for an hour. At 5:30, I dressed. At 6:15, they came and got me, and I was at ringside watching him do Sunday Night Heat. That was my training. Watching Tony live do 4 matches for Sunday Night Heat as I'm rewriting my cue cards. Then I get told 20 minutes before we're going live, Mark Ayton, who was the timekeeper, timekeeper looks at me, he's like, oh yeah, by the way, you can't use cue cards. This is not boxing. What? So I don't know anything. Like you guys, if you listen to the ring announcer now, you'll know. You have to know towns, weights, what kind of match is it, are there rules for the match, what the names of the wrestlers are. Like, I didn't even at this time know all the names of the wrestlers. So I literally looked at the exit sign. I'm mortified. There's 20,000 people live in the arena. There's 14 million watching at that time. And I kept saying to myself, just abort. Get out of here. You gotta get out of here.
You literally found the exit sign because you needed it.
I wanted to bolt. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything. So I almost did. And thankfully, 10 minutes before, I calmed myself down. And I was like, all right, look, chunk it out. Like, what do you have to memorize right now for this one match? And that's what I did. And lo and behold, it turned into a 15-year career at WWE.
We're so glad that, give a round of applause for not going to that exit sign. We're so glad that you did not.
So I blanked a lot. Because I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Do we need the Ric Flair story now, or should we leave them in suspense?
Leave you in suspense.
Okie dokie.
It's cute.